cord is burning oil, which I do not want, so I am trying to figure out why it's doing it. It only has 60,000 miles on it, so usually I would expect the rings to not be destroyed. So today I'm going to start out this diagnosis process by doing a PCV delete. First, you have to understand that your engine is going to be hot, and you can either, if you're okay with touching it when it's hot, then you can do it right after you drove it, or wait a little bit after it's cooled down. I just drove it. I can't really feel anything in my fingers because they've been burned so much, and I have calluses, so off everything comes. To do this, you need a breather filter, needle nose, and some vacuum plugs. What you want to do, squeeze these two on both ends of this, and then you slide this one off of the nipple. You grab this hose with the pliers. What I did was I twisted it like that to get it off. It's gonna be a lot tighter than that was if you do it, unless it's leaking. But I twisted it off so that I wouldn't, damage the hose. And then I'm going to take off this breather PCV valve and set this down to let it cool down because it's a little bit hot, because I have to take the hose off of that. Vacuum cap, which is right here because I deleted the other crankcase ventilation that goes before the butterfly, and I capped this fitting for it here, but this one is the one that I need, and it's more important because there's a vacuum there. Now this, on this F22B1 original VTEC engine on 94 to 97 Accords, fits kind of pretty snug, and you don't need tape. However, for me, I want to put the Teflon tape on it just because I want it to be very tight. It's not going to fall off because the engine's sucking it in, but this is just how I do Teflon tape. I smooth it out a little bit. And then I take the 3/8 inch vacuum cap and I put it over that. This needs a little bit more, but I do it until it's... So this stuff's cooled down. It wasn't really that hot to start out with, but so you just pull off, just do the twisting again. Pull off the PCV check valve. Now I'm going to open up this super dull knife because I just sharpened it a few days ago and didn't use it, and now it's dull because it's cheap material. Now you put your filter onto your check valve. This is a lot of wobble between here, so I might need to put the tape on that. So it's got the tape on it now. Some people might say, oh, it won't seal great because the surface of the mating and whatever isn't on it, but all I'm trying to do is make it, the sizes be closest to each other. It's not like it's going to leak gas, because it's not, it's just vapor. I'm also going to remove this fuel idle air intake, inlet, whatever you want to call it. That literally just takes unmeasured air from, because it's before wherever the mass airflow sensor. And I'm going to put the cap on that so that whenever I put on my F23A1 intake manifold, and I'm going to use different injectors, it's going to really smooth out the running on it. As you could imagine, more tape goes on it, and it's going to make the car warm up a little bit slower because all it does is it shoots that air into the engine and makes it lean, and lean conditions make the engine become hot because they make hot operating temperatures, so it warms up the engine fast. That's what it's designed to do. But it's summer now, so I don't really have to worry about that. If it becomes a problem in winter, I'll just really reconnect the hose. About as much as that's gonna get. Now I got these two holes that are in my upper intake. So what I'm gonna do is, I believe I'm going to be able to put this hose that I took off, or even this hose here, put it between those two right there. I'll do something. Put that back in, the one that has the nipple that goes down into the actual tube, elbow, whatever you want to call this, and put the open end of that hose into the opening for this fitting there, and it's snug. So now you gotta tighten this hose clamp on that, and now it's on. So I just need to wipe it off and it'll go on. I actually just applied a coat of wax to the chrome parts on this because I didn't wax this one, and it gets a little bit less than perfect. And with this crazy amount of Teflon tape, it goes in. That's nice-ish. I'll put it like that. And that cleaned up this area a lot. If I move this cruise control cable, I don't even use cruise control. Maybe I'll delete it, but it's cleaned up this spot right here a lot. I can stick my hand on this thermostat housing. And then I just put this around this bracket right there. Put that around the nipple right there. Pull it down. Go like that. And when we go to start it, it shouldn't have any leaks, but it'd be easy to tell because it would start revving up if it had any vacuum. But I actually have to add more oil because this car burned all of it, and it has under 60,000 miles on it. So let's see where it's at, and we're gonna add some more oil. The dipstick, which is okay if it was an H series, but it's not very good on an F series engine, so you need more, clearly. I just drove to Walmart to go get some more oil, and I didn't have any vacuum leaks or anything weird, so yep, 3 quarts of oil over 2,000 miles, so that's how much I had to put in. But that's things you have to do with older cars.